to the river and we drank to the sound of the people passing by. Oh, and you look so pretty as we dance to the beat of the shivers down my spine. Oh, and I can see it in their eyes. Their eyes, I'm too late. I'm too late. So down to the banks of the river I get on my knees and pray. Oh, will you be my saving grace? Grace, slipping rough at the gates of heaven. Yeah, I'm dressed like a worn down beggar by your side. And no, I couldn't love you better. Like the rain couldn't get much wetter if it tried. Oh, and it hurts to say they're right. They're right, and I'm too late. I'm too late, yeah. So down to the banks of the river I get on my knees and pray. Oh, will you be my saving grace? Grace, I'm too late. I'm too late, yeah. Yeah, I'm too late. She got sick of calling. I was scared of falling down deeper, right where you always wanted. I could see them watching, said you were too good for me. I just waited for you right where you always wanted. Right where you always wanted. My saving grace, grace, I'm too late.
Nathan, welcome to The Right Note.
Thank you very much. Good to be here.
And now, as when this airs, you will have probably left the country. But as we sit here, facing off against each other, you're coming to the end of a 36-date tour.
Yeah.
Supporting Ziggy Alberts. How have you found the whole experience?
It's been unbelievable. It's genuinely been a lifelong dream to tour Australia, and to do it with great mates, it's been an absolute dream. And yeah, to see so much of the country is incredible. We made it over to the West Coast, which was stunning actually. Yeah, absolutely loved it.
What have you done? Because presumably there's been some time off in that. I think you mentioned you got to Australia in mid-December.
Yeah.
So in that time, like outside of the shows, what else have you been up to?
Surfing a lot. Yeah, any excuse to get in the sea really.
Okay.
Yeah, took some time off for Christmas, went up to Byron, just hung out with some family. My brother lives here, so hung out with some family. And yeah, just trying to, it's quite full on. There's a lot of shows, so trying to catch up with some sleep in between and get some rest. And yeah, it's been glorious.
Where was the best surf?
A place called Phillip Island.
Okay.
I can't remember what the beach was called, but we actually ended up having the best day. It was the 22nd of January. I can still remember it. It was the surf was absolutely amazing, and then we drove over to watch Mumford and Sons in Melbourne.
Right.
And yeah, it was the best day ever actually.
Yeah, nice. And I understand you actually take quite a lot of inspiration from the environment for your music. Have you found a lot of inspiration while you've been here?
I have, yeah. It's back home, like by the sea. It's a lot more kind of rugged and kind of darker and stormy, and that's where kind of the emotive side of my music comes out. And here it's been a lot kind of sunnier, and so I'm sure we'll get some kind of happy, summery songs out of it.
Right. I think I read somewhere that you tend to write songs with quite a lot of drums in summer. Is that?
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
that's yeah. I can't remember where I said that. Yeah, that's because we spend a lot of time driving in the summer, and I'm a big fan of bands like The War on Drugs, where there's just that driving drum beat going on throughout the whole song. And
Okay.
yeah, I don't remember saying that, but that's true. That's,
So maybe
right.
have you had any time to do any writing while you've been here?
I have, yeah. Someone very kindly lent me a studio the other day, so wrote a little song in there, and just a little. I've always got a notepad on the go when we're driving the van, so I always write little bits.
Okay. And so where did that love of the environment come from?
I don't know really. I spent a lot of time as a kid. All our holidays were just out camping by the sea, and spent a lot of time up in the mountains in France. And so my whole life's been snowboarding or surfing whenever I've had time off. And I think just, obsessed with being outside really. I get really frustrated when I'm caged up in
in a van.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Because is it true you were a snowboarding instructor for a while before you actually?
I was, taught it for a bit. Yeah, I've been doing it since I was 3, so luckily quite handy at it, and it was a good job. I went to uni back in the UK and was kind of lost, didn't really know what to do, so I went and taught snowboarding for a while.
Yeah. And where was music figuring at this point?
Music. Luckily, you can only snowboard during the day, so I was playing music at night.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how long ago was this?
That was when I was 21, so yeah, about 6-7 years ago.
Okay. So at what point did music become the focus?
I'd say about 4 years ago. It was 4 or 5 years ago.
Okay.
I was very kind of naive about it. Just wrote some songs, released them, and didn't really know what you did, and so just put them out there, and people enjoyed them. So we wrote some more, recorded some more, and then the gigs were just getting bigger and bigger, and then kind of started putting some strategy in place and working out how the hell you navigate this mad world.
Yeah. And what was the answer? Because you make it sound quite simple. Just put some songs out, play some shows.
I still don't know the answer. Yeah, I don't know really. I think getting great management on board and kind of working out a structure together and kind of mapping out some goals and planning how to reach them really.
Okay. And is it true that you actually took Ziggy out on a tour in Europe?
Yeah, we did some little house shows together. We were playing in people's living rooms to about 30 people a night, and to be invited back on I think we played to 26,000 people across Australia.
He's paid it back.
Yeah, very much so. yeah.
What do you see when you're in people's living rooms? There must be some strange places.
You played some very weird places.
Yeah.
It's cool though. It removes any barriers between the artist and the crowd. It's very raw, and you're in their house, and it's an amazing experience for them. They get all their mates to come round, and to chat to everyone after the show is amazing, and people have different stories about what certain songs mean to them and what it's got them through, and it's really nice to put that time in with them.
Yeah.
Whereas when you're playing to 5,500 people, it's quite hard to go around it. I think we'd still be there if we...
That's it. Do you still see some of those people whose living rooms that you played in?
Yeah,
you still see them coming to shows?
A lot of people come up and show me pictures from like 4 years ago when we were in their lounge. So it's pretty awesome.
Yeah. So growing up, who were you listening to? Like who actually inspired you to take up the guitar?
Van Morrison. I was obsessed with Van Morrison.
Right.
And that was the soundtrack to my youth, really.
Really?
We spent a lot of time. We'd drive to France a lot with the family, and I remember lying on the back seat with my brother and driving through the night and just hearing Van Morrison's greatest hits over and over.
Okay.
And, yeah, absolutely. And we actually supported him last year, which
That's
was...
what I heard, yeah.
Yeah, I was ready to put the guitar down after that. I was like, life is complete.
Was your family there to see it?
We supported them twice. They weren't for the first one. And then we played in Hyde Park, and my parents had never been to a festival. And I was like, okay, there's one in London, we're playing with Van Morrison and Michael Bublé, who, again, is the soundtrack to our Christmas back home. And they came along and loved it. They were dining out on the VIP wristbands,
Yeah.
for sure.
Did you get a chance to meet Van Morrison?
I did. Well, they always say don't meet your heroes, so I tried to. He was having dinner about a metre away from me, and I kind of nodded and smiled, and then thought, no, I don't want to.
That'll do.
Yeah.
So what size crowd was that?
I think Eden Project was about 5,000, might be more, maybe like 7,000. And then Hyde Park was, God knows, I think we were actually on a kind of side stage, he was on the main one.
Right.
And yeah, God, I think it's like 50,000.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. And so a lot of your music, I guess, tends to get categorized as indie folk. But I feel like there are a lot of other components that have gone into that music. And I know you're actually quite a fan of deep house music.
Yeah.
Was that ever a genre that you thought of pursuing, or did you always want to have a guitar?
Guitar was always the kind of, yeah, that was the thing that got me into it. And I DJ a bit, but yeah, that's probably the gigs I go to most, like DJs, which is quite strange, but
Yeah.
it adds a different dynamic to the stuff I write. I love that kind of, find it really interesting the way DJs build their sets, and there's a lot of kind of ups and downs, and I try and bring that into our sets, so there's a bit of an emotional roller coaster, really.
Yeah, okay. And what about some of those sounds as well, like some of the actual
there's a
direct
few,
influence?
Yeah. We play with a lot of kind of synthesizers now when we're recording, and there's a lot of, you'll hear in the live set, there's a lot of kind of fall to the floor drum beats, which is just straight from thumping house music.
Right, written in summer, presumably.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, and a lovely little house by the sea.
So the song that we just heard then, Saving Grace,
Yeah.
which is going to be coming out March 22nd. What can you tell me about that song? What does that song mean to you?
So we recorded it in a little place called Cornwall down in the southwest of the UK, and recorded it with Max, who is the guitarist in our band and produces everything at the moment. And yeah, we just holed up in this house, and I'd written the song a while ago actually, and then was unsure about a few things in it, but knew I really liked it, and so I brought it to him, and then we worked on a really nice kind of guitar riff in it, which obviously isn't in that version you just heard. But, and yeah, it was written about kind of feeling insignificant when you're with someone, and other people kind of seeing that. But yeah, I don't like to give away too much about what the songs are about. I
Okay,
like people
fair
to
enough.
read into them.
Yeah, fair enough. So that was obviously a very stripped back version.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
look forward to hearing the full production.
Yeah.
But until then, thanks once again for coming on the show, Nathan.
Thank you very much. Thank you.